Well, I have been teaching this method for 30 years live. So I had a fair amount of healthy skepticism about switching to online. And fortunately, I have a whole cadre of really helpful people that understand the online world better than I do. But I really didn't know if this method was going to come across in that format. And frankly, my experience in teaching it thus far is that it really is coming across. And because they actually have much more exposure to information about this method, about the research in parallel fields, about articles from other authors about similar kinds of concepts like Philip Bromberg and so forth, by having just a plethora of resources available in the online construct called the learning management system that we use to convey this information, it's really given the students a much broader kind of both philosophical, experiential, and clinical understanding of how this method works, why we have a certain order to some of the interventions that we do, what kind of maps do we use to think about clients and their experience, both in the world of trauma and in the world of attachment, our level 1 and level 2 trainings. And it really gives them a chance to do it at their own pace. So I think for the students, it's somewhat liberating in a number of ways. Right now, I'm teaching a training where we have students in Hawaii, which is where I'm from, in Canada, 2 from Colombia, 1 from Brazil, 1 in Germany, 1 in Ireland, and then scattered all across the United States and Canada. And it's amazing to have that kind of assemblage of different peoples and cultures and so forth. But it's also just goes to show that, when you have a format where people can do much of the learning on their own schedule, it really opens up the possibilities for people. And then when they came in to do the actual exercises, it was like, wow, they really, because there's a lot more time to convey the method, the concepts, the 6 principles, all of that stuff, because you've got months to give a lecture about, what's going to be the material that's going to be covered in the next live weekend. There's a lot more exposure that students have. So we were really gratified at the level of integration and understanding of the method that students were coming in with. So I stand corrected. I really thought this was a method that we could only teach live. And of course, we are teaching 6 days live where it's called synchronous teaching, where we're all together at the same time working on things. It's been really gratifying to see that the students, they seem to be really getting it. And I actually felt like we're learning as much or more in the new format as they did in the old format.